The advent of the novel coronavirus pandemic globally has seen different measures put in place to mitigate the spread of the virus. With this, there has been an exponential increase in the use of face masks for protecting oneself against the virus. Among the people who have been using this mask despite them being a barrier in their communication is the deaf and hard of hearing. According to Health Organization WHO, hearing loss may result from genetic causes, complications at birth, certain infectious diseases, exposure to excessive noise, and aging. In Kenya, as stated by the Kenya National Population Census 2019, there are 918,270 deaf people in Kenya aged above 5 years. This is a significant number that cannot be ignored, and therefore we went out to meet and interact with this community to find out exactly how their lives have been impacted and how they're managing since the pandemic, as most of them rely on lip reading to communicate, yet they must wear masks. Abdon Nestor and his wife Elizabeth Agot live in Umoja Estate in Nairobi with their 3 hearing children, and through our sign language interpreter Stacey Dorcas, they talk to us about how challenging it has been since the onset of the COVID-19, especially in communicating with other people. We ask him if wearing of block masks affects communication among the deaf community, and this is what he had to say.
So it does affect, especially wearing of masks, because when you wear the mask, it blocks the mouth, and that's, if you're communicating with a hearing person, you are unable to see what they're saying because that person does not know sign language. So that's how it blocks communication.
And on learning in schools for deaf children, this is what Abdon has to say.
So with learning, for deaf children, they really good grammars. For hearing children, it will be simple. Even if the teacher has a mask on, at least they can hear. But for deaf children, it's hard because they won't lip read. So if the teacher, for example, is writing chocolate, then how will the deaf children get to understand what the teacher is saying? If I told the teacher is showing the back. So that's why it's very important for the teacher, by using sign language, you have to have face contact, eye contact, so that even if the teacher will miss a sign, but the teacher will show it through the lips, then the children will understand.
Our next stop is Kariobangi South Estate in Nairobi. Here we meet Maureen Wayego, a mother of 2, Anjoki, who is 9 years old and is deaf. Her son Wilfred Kimani is 6 years old, but he can hear. She talks to us on some of the challenges a deaf child can go through and how the transparent masks have been like a savior to her daughter Anne.
Anita, nilijuanga nilinotisingi mtoto after 1 year to 2 akielekea 2 years hivi, nikiweka loudspeaker aski, nikiweka hata TV hivi mtoto amki, nikimuita itiki. Nikateka action, nikampeleka akiwa na 2 years sasa usi. Kwenda huko usi akapimwa hizo vitu zote, akaonekana ni deaf. During this corona ni shida communicate na mtu huyu. Ama akiwa na hizo mask zingine ni shida tupu. Unapata mtoto anaangalianga lips venye pronounce venye unaongea ndio ajue venye ndio shikanishe. Akiwa hizo zingine itabidi ana struggle, but akiwa na hii unajua vile mta communicate na yeye na tuna go through. Hizi mask zinasaidia kuliko zile zingine. Na sijui tunaweza zitoa wapi. Na si watoto wengi wako na hizi mask. Na watu ni wengi sana wako deaf. Wako wengi, ukienda manyumbani utawapata. Ni wengi. Na sijui tutazipata hizi mask. Hata mimi nikuwa nilipewa. Unapata hadi shule sio wengi wako nazo, ni 2 peke yake. Na watu wengi wako wengi kwa class. Wengine wako na zile zingine au wako na hizi. Unapata hata wangu wako baadhi yako na bahati akona hii. Yeye hana shida ya kushinda akitoa akicommunicate. Wale wengine unapata anatoa ndio. Unajua kitu ya first of all ujue mwingine na mwingine huwezi jua mwenye ako na corona. Unaona? Unapata anashika hapa anajiguza yeye mwenyewe. Unashindwa mtu anatoa wapi ugonjwa, lakini ni ile kushikashika. But akiwa na hii akiwa ameweka hata shinda kiitoa ama kijiguzaguza.
Our search for benefits of these transparent masks takes us to Homa Bay County, where we meet another parent whose daughter, a deaf child, has benefited especially in school from using the transparent masks. This is Triza Amambo, also a mother of 2 children, Blessing Waka, a 9-year-old girl who was born deaf, and her sister Precious Amunga, who is not deaf. Triza did not know Blessing was deaf until she was 6 months old. According to her, it has been a tough journey with her firstborn child, especially in communicating with other people during the COVID-19 pandemic that now forces everyone to wear face masks for protection. Her consolation came when a friend introduced her to the transparent masks.
Na nilinotice Blessing ni deaf akikuwa na miezi 6. Juu daktari ndienda kwa daktari akaniambia mtoto ni deaf na itabidi ukubali ni deaf. So akaniambia ningoje ikifika miaka 5 niende waniandikie barua kumpeleka shule. So nikaenda St. Anne's wakanipea barua nikampeleka shule. Kumpeleka shule nikaona at least ameanza kuimprove. Nimeona improvement sana kwa mtoi. Then hii wakati wa corona nimeona pia improvement, especially vile hizi mask zilikuja. Hizi mask vile zilikuja zimeleta improvement kwa Blessing juu communicate na watu, hata shule na communicate na teacher. Pia teacher ameniambia kuna improvement sana. In fact, kwa hiyo shule wanahitaji hizi mask sana.
Triza further explains how the transparent masks have been improving her daughter's life day to day, especially in school, compared to the blocked masks.
Zile blocked mask, Blessing as in watoto deaf, hata ungewaongelesha wakajua ni nini unaongea juu. Most of them wana lip read. Kiwaambia kitu naambia sign language but ukilip read. Kama cup wanaangalia mdomo cup. So hivi vile ilikuja at least iliwasaidia. Juu ukimwambia cup wewe pia umevaa hii na yeye amevaa hii, inamsaidia sana.
It is clear that from some people of the deaf community that we spoke to, it is a double tragedy for them. The COVID-19 pandemic and lack of proper masks for their communication has been a big issue. Charles Okello, the founder and director at the Kenya Christian School for the Deaf at the heart of Umoja in Nairobi, saw the need amongst the deaf and hard of hearing community and came up with a solution. Special masks for the deaf. Masks that have plastic inlay around the mouth area that make communication through the lip reading easy.
Because you see, the deaf, for you to be able to communicate with them, they need to see the facial expression. If you are happy or you are unhappy, the deaf can say through facial expression. So, and they have the lip reading. So the blocked face mask was avoiding them from communication. So we realized that we need to come up with something which will enable deaf and the hard of hearing to communicate. So we come up with this clear face mask that enable them to express themselves, because not everybody speaks sign language, but if you happen to meet a deaf, whether you are skilled in sign language or not, they will be able to read your lips and get to understand what you are saying.
According to Charles, over 3,000 clear masks have been given to the deaf both in Nairobi and Homa Bay counties, which is the headquarters of the organization, for free. However, to audiologists, they are sold at a retail price of 200 shillings so that they can make some money to be able to make more masks and distribute them to other parts of the country, which remains a challenge.
Nikivai mask hivi, unajua venye nasema, unaweza read my lips.
For special feature on the deaf, I am Sally Limo.